Okay, to the YouTube user called TheDeistGuy, I've watched about 2/3 of your video to me. And I'm not going to watch the rest of it because I think I'm more or less reiterating the same points. No, I didn't take anything that you said personally. I was reacting essentially to other people's arguments because I know there's going to be other people watching that particular video. And I wanted to make sure that they were thinking straight when they're approaching this particular subject, okay? Thank you for saying that my reasoning on the subject is above sound, because basically it is. Because I can't turn around to anybody and say, if you light candle A on day B, then you're going to get result C, and it's going to 100% happen, and it works. The phrase "it works" is stupid, especially when applied to a phenomenon which is obviously quite so elusive and complex. So essentially, I'm not going to be gentle about this anymore, because it's not right to be gentle about this subject anymore. Alright? On one side of things, you got the skeptics who say this shit doesn't happen, and then you got people like me who says, well, I've experienced this stuff, so something's happening. This must have some importance because it says something about us as human beings, because we're able to have this experience. And then on the other side of things, you got the people who just turn around and say, yes, it works, yes, yes. And those sorts of people, I mean, there's a lot of them out there. There's also a lot of needy people, people who need help, who are just suddenly turning to the New Age or the occult as if it was there to solve all their problems. And basically, it is not, because it cannot. Alright, the best thing that it can do is give you a form of religious perspective. That's all. Alright, there's various things within, like the training that you might go through, to enable you to try and do some weird stuff which can have some benefits. I've done videos before about how I use meditation occasionally to help me with my digestive difficulties. And so therefore there is some kind of psychosomatic effect which you can deliberately generate as a result of going through the experiences and of the self-training. But as far as reliably telepathically communicating, just as reliably as I can get on the telephone and phone somebody else on the other side of the world, the answer is no, it does not work like that. There's strange phenomena, there's strange sensations and experiences you can have, yes. That much I'm prepared to say. Now, one of my objections is because you wanted me to prove it. Those were the words you used. Now, how do you mean by prove? And to you, to who? Under what circumstances? Why am I proving it? Why would I bother to prove it? When essentially the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and through the eating you got to go through years of self-training to be able to have some of the experiences. And most people are too bloody lazy to do it. Alright, they're not prepared to dedicate themselves in terms of time and effort over a long enough period of time, as well as taking the right attitude to this, which should not be intense, oh, I've got to do it, it's so important, because it isn't. It won't pay your mortgage, it won't cure you of your diseases, it won't restore your relationship, so why would you do it? Why would a human being choose to mess around with weird stuff? Apart from just to have a few strange experiences and think, hey man, that's interesting, that's weird. Alright? And even people who don't manage to generate a proper supernaturalist experience can still have some kinds of experiences with their own mind, which could be intriguing and actually do them some good. And teach them something about themselves, teach them something about humanity and the complexities of life itself, and just expand your mind as to how complex as beings we really are. That has value. But is it necessarily as worthwhile as sorting out your problems through normal means? Probably not. Okay, this is why I was quite so passionate at the end of my video, because I really want people to understand that. As I've said before, and I carry on saying, I can describe the traditions that other people have tried to use to try and get weird experiences, okay? And I can tell you the strange experiences I've had. And the rest, basically, more or less, has to be up to you. I can tell you what my thoughts are and my opinions about this is. But, then I've got to stop. And I'm not going to turn around to anybody and say, yes, it works, because the phrase, yes, it works, is totally stupid. Alright? So for you to say, look, make something weird happen in my house. I have enough problems making something weird happen in my own house, for crying out loud, okay? So it's more complex than just, oh yeah, prove it then, yeah. Go on, Nick, walk on water then, yeah. we've got to be intelligent when dealing with anything. And as far as like the New Age religions are concerned, you know, magic, the occult, the rest of it is just used in place of the miracles that some religions have to try and make people turn into religious believers and followers of a certain political group. So, you know, what would be the point of me going around terrifying people by saying that, yes, this works, it's going to happen, you know, if you don't do it this way, you'll have bad karma and the rest of it. I mean, it's truth. I mean, chill. Just chill, you know. Just relax. Take it slow. Experiment, explore, experience. You're already a religious individual of sorts. Get more into your religious activity. Do more things such as chakra opening exercises. Practice it. Practice things such as like astral projection stuff. Read that friendly book by Sylvan Muldoon and Harewood Carrington called The Projection of the Astral Body. And get to work trying to practice and see what you can do. And even if you don't get any supernatural type experiences, you'll have learned how to relax, how to deal with stress, and possibly to help your concentration as well. So it might do you some good in lots of different ways. Alright? So go for it. You know, that's where I'm coming from. That's what, you know, my point of view is about this kind of subject. You know, take it easy. But turning around to me and saying, make something weird happen on the other side of the world, no. Just no. Look after yourself. I didn't take anything that you said personally. Speak to you in a while.